I got a transfer to a new department at a factory I used to work for. On the first day on the new job, the foreman welcomed me to the area, described my duties and said, "Don't lend any money to Sherwood." I wondered, but didn't ask. Like, who is this Sherwood person and why would I lend him money? Within a few hours, another employee graciously welcomed me to the area and asked if he could borrow some money. I said, "You must be Sherwood." It was Sherwood. Usually my husband and I travel for Thanksgiving, but this year there was concert the day after Thanksgiving that we wanted to attend. So we stayed home and hosted a small Thanksgiving dinner for friends and family, 8 people total. I extended an invite to my cousin Janice, F44, whom I rarely see or speak to, even though she lives less than 30 minutes away. Janice came. She arrived less than 5 minutes before I told her we were going to eat, and she left before we even had pie. She was on her phone during the blessing, and most of the time she was there. When she announced that she was leaving, I asked if she wanted to take home a meal because I was going to have plenty of leftovers. She said, "No, not now. I'm not going home. I'm going to meet a friend at the movie theater." I thought this was a little rude, but I didn't say anything, and she left without really saying goodbye to anyone. Friday, a late afternoon, early evening, my husband and I are heading out to the concert and my phone rings. It's Janice. She wants to swing by the house and get some leftovers from the Thanksgiving dinner. I was totally gobsmacked. I told her no, we were already heading to the concert and we were not home. She literally asked if we could come back so she could get some leftovers. She was miffed when I said no, we are not turning around now just so she could get some leftovers. I told her if she wanted leftovers, she should have taken them when they were offered. I have not heard any other family members, but I am sure I will at least hear from her mother, my aunt. But most of the family, including my aunt, already know that Janice has never been known for her manners. Also, I will not be inviting Janice to any other events that I host. Was in the Charlotte airport yesterday. I stopped to use the restroom. It's one of the restrooms that has entry from both sides. I joined the side with the visible line, waited with my kid, and then approached the open toilet once one became available, and was directed by the bathroom attendant, waiting to clean the empty stalls. Out of the corner of my eye, as I am entering, I see a 60-ish some lady with her bright blue jacket, hiking backpack, and blonde Karen haircut come power walking towards me. She grabs the door as I'm entering and starts lecturing me. There's a line over on the other side, so I'll need to wait like everyone else. She jumps in and shuts the door. She clearly didn't understand there are 2 sides, or care. At this point, I'm so shocked at the absurdity of the situation, I just say wow, and walk into the open stall that is directly across from the one that Karen has asserted her domain over. I tell my husband. He argues that it would have been worth the fight. I'm always surprised at how emotionally unstable people get in the airport. Hopefully Karen was just having a bad day and isn't a serial toilet snatcher. Someday, she is going to piss off the wrong person in the wrong airport bathroom, and they are going to choose violence instead of peace. I was shopping on Black Friday and had grabbed a few things I wanted, put them in my cart, and kept browsing the same aisle. This woman walked up, reached into my cart, and grabbed one of my items and walked away with it. I stood there, stunned for a second, then caught up to her and said, "Excuse me, that was in my cart." Her response, "You weren't holding it, so it's fair game." Like, WTF. I argued for a minute, but she acted like I was being unreasonable. Like the cart doesn't count as possession somehow, huh? Eventually, I just gave up because it wasn't worth the energy, but I'm still annoyed about it. Since when is someone's cart just open inventory for anyone to grab from? Is this some unwritten Black Friday rule I missed? I was outside later having a cigarette while playing Jackpot City on my phone, still replaying it in my head and wondering how someone can be that confidently entitled. Has anyone else dealt with this? Or is this woman just uniquely shameless? So one was getting ready to close everything for the night. The automatic doors were set unlocked. But right as I was ready to use the intercom to let customers know we were closed, I dealt with a last-minute mail Karen after we closed. This entitled customer literally forces himself into the store, forcing the doors open with his hands. By all accounts, he's trespassing, since he's going to most likely be the cause of my overtime, among other things. I say to him, "We're closed," despite the fact that he needs to get something. I tell him multiple times that we're closed, but then I reluctantly allow him to just get what he needs to find. I'm on duty to guard the doors and open them for coworkers that are ready to go home. The mail Karen sees me and then demands to know my name because he's ready to complain about me to the managers. But it gets better. He comes back when I'm opening the door to allow my coworkers to leave, and he sees my head cashier and goes on a rant about a terrible customer service he experienced and accusing me of literally rolling my eyes. And he uses the term literally multiple times. But I do verify he technically trespassed after closing, so he's very much in the wrong. I defy this mail Karen to post on RAML, the asshole, and talk about what he did. Because there is no version of this where he isn't the asshole for forcing the doors open less than a minute after closing. I swear, my job is going to be the death of me one day. Not sure if this should be in wedding drama, or here, but she did act entitled. So, I was planning my wedding years ago and talking to a friend about how we wanted to do it on a boat. Due to it being potentially on a boat, we were limited to the number of guests. She immediately said we were being selfish and should do it in a place that could accommodate everyone. However, it was my dream to have it on a boat, and since my fiancé and I were paying for the entire thing, we were fixed in our budget. Granted, nothing was set in stone because we were only in the beginning planning stages, and we were still looking at options. But it rubbed me the wrong way because it was supposed to be about what we wanted and not her. So I ended up ghosting her as a friend. We ended up having the wedding on a boat. Had a great time with the party going on until the sun came up the next day. So was I TH, or was she entitled? Still annoys me 20 plus years later. Update. I do not think of this all the time or harp on it. This was actually the first time I thought of it in years. I think scrolling through posts from entitled people made me think of it. A 34-year-old driver in Brooklyn was driving at 68 miles per hour in a 25. $12,000 in outstanding fines, 20 speeding tickets, and driving on a suspended license. On a single trip, she blew through at least one red light before running a second, hitting a car, then running over a mother crossing the street with her 3 children. Only a 4-year-old survived, but with skull fractures and a brain bleed. On a recorded jail line, she told somebody, "Why should I apologize? I'm as much as a victim as they are." Given a lenient sentence of 9 years for 3 counts of second-degree manslaughter. She had pushed for more leniency, telling the court she thinks about the people she killed, and that's a punishment in itself. A woman took her kids to Action Center I Play America in Freehold, New Jersey. She wanted to drive a go-kart, but was told was too short. Her 10-year-old daughter is taller than the mom and was allowed to drive Dot. The mom got angry and accused the park of discrimination and humiliation. Somebody gave her an exception before, so the park had to do it again. Some kids nearby called her a Karen and other names. She sued the park for failing to protect her from kids who called her names, and both the trial court and the appellate court found that the center was not responsible for spontaneous speech between guests. My wife and I have friends, also neighbors, that have recently started to act so very entitled. The most recent example happened yesterday. We live in a Midwest state, but our little village has an amazing fresh fish shop. It's very well known in our larger city and constantly recognized with awards. The shop is always closed on Mondays. Well, last Monday we planned on fish for dinner. Completely forget the day of the week. I'm retired, it happens. And so I pull into the small parking lot for the fish shop. Big sign closed. Then, I realize it's a Monday. Okay, no big deal. We'll do fish on Tuesday." At that moment, our friends walk out of the store with their package of fish. I'm confused and ask how. The neighbor wife tells me, "We knew they were closed on Mondays, but we pulled in. Walked up and saw the owner inside, so we knocked and walked in." These people knew the business was closed, pulled into the parking lot anyway, walked up to the front door, and saw the owner inside. They walked into empty refrigerated display cases and assumed they'd be taken care of. When I wondered aloud if the owner would do the same for me, we shop there frequently. The neighbor wife tells me, "They're closed." Apparently, not for the entitled people.